I was about 3/4 the way finished making another video tonight, and then I decided, hey, the market's crashing. I know people are panicking because I'm receiving DMs upon DMs about what to do next. Are we going to go lower? Should I sell some of my altcoins? And what is on the horizon? So I've decided to make an impromptu video tonight to explain to you all what the symptoms of this current crash was, how we called this a few weeks ago, but importantly, as you'll see at the end of the video, how to take advantage. That's the big thing in crypto is, again, like we touched on last night's video, there's always effects in crypto, but there's always a cause because of it. And if you can spot the cause before the effect, you are one step, maybe 2 steps ahead of the market, which means you're going to make money. So that is what we're going to look at doing today, being 1 step ahead of the money. Oh, and before we start, make sure you drop a like on the video if you think I deserve a haircut, and subscribe so you, of course, can achieve your crypto goals. So I made this video on January the 7th, and it was a wake-up call to everyone. Literally, I said it in the title, okay? And I said the next 3 months will set you financially free. Now, mind you, I don't want to be one of those influencers that keeps telling you, I told you so, and forgets about all the calls I didn't actually make. There's enough of those people already. But I think it's pretty important to point this out because I still stand by what I said in that video, which basically was, and I drew this little line over here, which coincidentally played out almost exactly, that I think will fall between 2 major levels of support, the 1.5 and the 1.37 global market cap, or the 1.3, 1.57 trillion global market cap. And so in this case, it's not a overnight thing. It was the next 3 or so months from January the 7th, or at least from January the 10th until the Bitcoin halving. But you have to understand the reasons why. You see, it all propped up basically because most of this recent price action over here, I believe, was purely in anticipation for these ETFs. Once, of course, the ETFs have been trading the last couple of weeks, what happened? People did realize, oh, nothing is really coming in. There's no net positive inflows. It's basically mostly neutral here. And while they're buying and buying, there's still a lot of sell pressure because people, degens over here, were expecting the price to go literally to $50,000, $100,000, $200,000. Some of these predictions were literally insane. And so, of course, it just makes the most amount of sense. A lot of you did understand this isn't some sort of expert inside knowledge. Most of us recognize the fact that crypto is buy the rumor, sell the news, and in this case, that sell the news took a week or 2 to begin really selling off. So I still stand by this level. We actually basically wicked down to this first level here. I think we will actually hit it, which is the 1.5 trillion level. And I do think there is a world in which we will actually see negative 15% from that drop, or from the current price, it's going to be around about 11% drop to the 1.37 level before we eventually begin to climb. So that was January the 7th. So what's next? Well, like I said here, I do expect a drop either to the 5% level as I've shown, or over time down to this level of the 1.37 trillion. And then once the Bitcoin halving actually happens, whether it's we correct and we kind of sit over here like I've demonstrated, or whether we're down here or whether we're up here, I do think that we'll have a slight retracement just before or just after the Bitcoin halving, because typically it's just an economics thing, right? The Bitcoin halving means that the reward the miners get for doing all their hard work and spending all that, money and power on running the machines, it's literally halved, okay? So it's like less rewarding straight away. Some of the smaller miners shut off. They sell their Bitcoin to stay in profit. Therefore, that might affect, the price coming down. The bigger miners might then sell off because now they aren't profitable. And that's kind of what we call miner capitulation. Now, it isn't as apparent this time around that might happen because a lot of these miners are very profitable. They might just keep running even at a negative and be able to maintain, just above where they need to. They might have enough in reserves to not have to sell any Bitcoin. So that might not be an outcome in this case, but I still think we might see a little bit of negative pressure come through. So my outlook, again, is still this. I think we'll come down slightly again, anywhere between these 2 levels of support before we come up a little bit and then come down before we eventually have the true commencement of the bull run. So in terms of Bitcoin's price, I think Bitcoin won't fall any less than $35,000. And this goes in part with a lot of research I have done based on what experts have been saying. If you guys are subscribed, which I suggest you do, you will know firsthand a lot of these experts claim that we won't see anything lower than a 35K Bitcoin thanks to the ETFs, and I don't think we really will fall anything beneath $37,000. But we are right now pushing the $40,000 mark, so I think if we break beneath that, I think $37,000 will definitely be in question. Now, we do have people on the more bullish side, like Mr. Becker over here, saying that there's a lot of sell pressure and not much negative price impact happening, but like this wise gentleman said down here, Crypto Gaming Sage, that look, Alex, anyone, me, doesn't matter who it is. No one actually knows what's going to happen next. So you do have to be prepared for every such situation. You can't be someone who, sides with Becca, because this is what I did in the last cycle. I was someone who would side with, a big influencer like this who has a lot more money than me, or multiple influencers that have a lot more money than me, and go to myself, well, they are all saying it must be coming true. No, guys, take both sides into consideration. And like I always say, hedge. Hedge is a very powerful word. Now, what do I mean by hedge? Well, this was actually something I spoke about in this video back over here. This is actually the exact thing I went through. And it's that we kind of have to follow a risk to reward thing when it comes to crypto, particularly a situation like this, when we are expecting a sell-off to happen or to continue happening, and we want to make sure that we are exposed to potential, lower prices, but also we are exposed to the market just in case that doesn't occur. And again, the way I kind of look at it is we want to make sure that always we are playing a favorable game, whether it's selling an altcoin, buying an altcoin, whatever. So take it like this, right? The green, or, the reward in this case, it's you being inside crypto, you owning altcoins right now. And basically, you could just go and pick any altcoins at the current time and 10x inside the top 50 to top 10 projects, top 100 likely 10 to 15x and top 200 20x. You close your eyes to pick any altcoin, you're going to likely make money, at least worst case at 10x, okay? But we also have to consider the fact that holding cash is something that we need to do, again, just in case we do go lower. So the benefit of holding cash is if we crash, you buy altcoins at a 20 to 50% discount. Right now, as we'll see in a minute, a lot of these altcoins are at around about 10 to 15% discount, but you also do risk buying at a 50% markup if you are too much in cash. So ideally speaking, we're looking for something like this. We want to be about 70% in crypto right now, and as I mentioned, around about 10 to 30% max in cash to take advantage of both of these situations, okay? Kind of like I mentioned over here. And I do go over the reasons why, but ultimately, I really suggest you watch this video. It's about 19 minutes, but trust me right now, it is going to be a video where I go into a lot more detail relating to these ETFs, some of the reasons why I think the market will crash. Matter of fact, I actually listened to that video back before I made this video, just to listen to any points or things that I might want to change and make out in this video. But actually, everything I say is still what I stand by. So it's a very valid video, even being made 2 weeks ago. So, you're in a situation right now, okay, where I've been many times in the past thinking to yourself, okay, crypto's down, Bitcoin actually, before I started making this video, was at like 40,400. So it's very volatile, and the whole market is. As we can see, some of these bigger coins, XRP down 8%, Polkadot 13, Avalanche 13, Polygon 10% basically, Ethereum Classic, Injective, these coins are down. Which means, believe it or not, what's the famous saying, guys? If there's blood in the streets, meaning the prices are down, even if it's your own, even if you're down, you buy it. And that's where that 30% or 10 to 30% cash will really come into play. And this is what we were expecting, guys. This is why I made the video, and I was telling you we can go lower, but this is the first level, all right? This is maybe as low as we get. So let's look to maybe take advantage. So here's how you take advantage, okay? This is how you know whether you need to buy your altcoin now or hold off for a bit longer. It's very simple. Now, what I always suggest you guys do very simply here is create a watch list on CoinMarketCap with all your projects, because it's going to make it very easy for you to quickly assess whether it's a good time to buy this project or this project. And here's what I mean. I've got many different watch lists, right? So let's just go to this main watch list over here. You can see all these coins added. And what you want to basically do is just go to look at the 7-day percentage here and go to the one that's down the most. And the reason why we find the one that's down the most on the 7-day is because something might be up 3,000% on the day or 3,000% up on the last week or so. And if you're someone looking at just the 1 hour over here or looking at, again, the 24 hours, if the longer time frame is up substantially, you're looking at maybe a healthy correction on a much larger growth spurt. So you don't want to be doing that. So 7-day is basically the best we can do on just a quick glance. And so, you scroll through and find the one that's down the most. Now, as we can see, Near Protocol is down 17% and ICP is also down 17%. Mind you guys, hint, hint, these are very good prices right now for these two projects. But so you look at, which one's down the most. Now, in this case, we'd look at basically all the ones over about 15% seems to be the best. But for argument's sake, we have two, ICP and Near Protocol. So in the case of ICP, let's just go with these guys first. You'll click into the project, and the first thing we want to go is we don't want to make any assumptions, right? I just told you the reason why we look at the 7-day as a quick glimpse. We now want to click the 1 year because this is, again, even on a longer time frame and will help us gauge a better idea of whether we are actually buying up maybe a 3-month massive growth spurt. If ICP was up here around $12, $13, I would look at that and instantly click away. I wouldn't even care about buying it, even if it's down 20% today. Maybe if you're someone who wants to just DCA and ICP, no matter what, that's fine. I'm not telling you guys this is a cookie cutter approach. Everyone has their different DCA plans, but for me, what I would do, looking at ICP right now, $10.80, I would think to myself, okay, we are up quite a bit. As you can see, 1 month over here, we're actually kind of pushing these lows in the 1 month. So I'd be quite interested, or at least I'd be thinking to myself, getting my hands warmed up and ready, it's almost, or if not ready, time to buy. Here's the thing though, a lot of you would just listen to that advice, and this is something that I even recently did only myself, but what you have to actually do is just go a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper will, trust me right now, help you so much. So click TradingView. Now, if you don't have the option on your altcoin to click TradingView, just go TradingView. This is a TradingView chart right here, and just click up to the top search bar and just type your project in. For example, it was Near Protocol, you just type in Near, and you look for the one usually on Binance or a big exchange like even KuCoin, MEXC, or even the TradingView chart, and go into that and actually open up the chart on these candles here, these green and red candles. It just provides you a better idea. Now for ICP, as you can see, the chart's quite disgusting, but when we zoom in and have a look, right, the current price, this is all good. Like, I mean, we can have a look at this and go to ourselves, all right, well, we're just going to start dollar cost averaging $10.80. That's fine. But again, that's not really what you should do here. You actually want to find a level in which it's suitable for you to begin dollar cost averaging based on what I always say on the channel, which is your goals. Now, my goal is a 30x. You guys that are channel, consistent viewers know this. I'm looking for a 30x on all of my altcoins. So I need to know if I buy ICP right now at $10.80, if it's going to actually reasonably, achieve my goal in the bull run. If not, why the hell? Ask yourself, would you buy the project? It makes no sense whatsoever. Train yourself not to believe that. Don't get FOMO. If the price doesn't reach what you're expecting out of it or what you need out of it, in this case, the 30x for me, don't buy it. So how we kind of see whether it's going to hit the 30x is we have to look at a price prediction. We must. And so usually, I would go ahead and say, guys, you can find your own price predictions. I've actually got a course coming out here soon on helping you do these things with just data, like I'm showing you here with my price prediction sheet. This will be available, by the way, in the next coming days. Through the private community, there will be 100 altcoin predictions available. And ICP, by the way, this is none of my personal opinion, this is all data, is coming back at $312 in 2025, okay? So you'll take that $312, roughly speaking here, you'll zoom way out, and what you'll do is you'll just plot that. So we're gonna get this line over here, grab the horizontal line, and roughly speaking, put about, let's just say $320 to be roughly nice and even here. So $320, and what you'll do is zoom down. That's the first thing you need to do, then the price range tool. You guys probably can't quite see that. This price range tool, click into that and then just price range down 25% from that price prediction, because whether you know it or not, price predictions themselves are the best Mickey Mouse case situation that could happen for that project. It's the best case. And usually that means you don't want to be trying to time that top because you can't sell at prices above it because you can't ladder sell above that level. Again, that's like best possible case. We move down 25%. Just to be safe. And in this case, it's moving down $83. You'll then plot that line, and I suggest making this line a different color. Red, meaning that's the realistic top here. This now becomes your actual price prediction, or the actual realistic price you can ladder sell out to in the case that you might need to sell some levels above like this, which is the case for anyone's ladder sell strategy. So, okay, that now becomes our level. So $239. So what you'll then want to do is come back into the price tool over here, and you'll want to go and roughly click in just so you can zoom back into the price. Again, chances are most of your price predictions are going to be way above where you can actually see the price. And you want to start this from the actual price we are right now, about $10.80, zoom back out, and then mark this back up to that level. And you'll see here, this comes up as a certain percentage, right? 278 or 2,078% rather. So that's actually almost a 22x. So this tells me from the max level I could probably realistically ladder sell out of ICP from. And this is why it's important that you find price predictions from data, like I do in my price prediction sheet over here, and not someone's opinion, because recently I heard an opinion from someone saying ICP to $1,000, and that ain't gonna happen. And so again, 22x from the current price. But again, I'm looking for a 30x. So simply what you'll do is then zoom way into ICP, and then mark this down to achieve your goal of that 30x, which is going to be about 20 or 2,900%. And so pretty much mark this level. Now, this becomes the actual max worst case price, $7.80, that I will begin buying ICP. And I actually made a recent video on ICP, by the way, I'll leave it down below, in which I said I won't be beginning to buy ICP until $7.80. So for me, I'm not buying ICP right now. And so I would then go ahead and move on to have a look at Near Protocol. Was that next project that was down the most, right? 17% as well. And I will look at Near Protocol. Is Near Protocol already a buy for me? Now, I get it, right? This might be very tedious for you to do on all your projects, but that's why you want to do that for ICP and then set that level and keep that level there, okay? You want to keep that price. So for me, $7.80 is in my mind all the time, and I've already marked it on a permanent sheet like I have there. Now, of course, realistically speaking, you don't want to actually begin buying at $7.80 in that case, because that was to the max realistic level. The lower you bring down that level in which you can average sell out of, the better. Basically, if I move that down from whatever it was, $238, if I moved it down to like $200, I would have to, of course, move my buy-in down, but that would mean that I'm playing it safer. The higher price goes in any cryptocurrency or any project for that matter, the more risky it becomes because it might not be feasible to achieve. So again, go through each of your altcoins and just make sure you have a keen eye. Again, if you have like 10 to 15 altcoins, it's pretty easy for you because you already know what price you have to buy into. So you just come in and check CoinMarketCap or your watch list and you can go, Polkadot's at $5. I'm going to start buying. It's very simple. So guys, with that being said, look, do not get disincentivized when you see a market crash like we are. It is a great time to take advantage of the market. And I think, not financially, that we might go a little bit lower from here in the coming months. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more daily crypto content, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.